Inside Madison Square Garden for this official announcement of the new partnership between Top Rank and Dazn. This iconic arena has been home to many of Top Rank's biggest shows over the last 6 decades, so it is a fitting location to announce this landmark new agreement that will see Top Rank bring its roster of world champions, prospects, and top contenders over to Dazn, the global home of boxing. We've got some people up here that can explain some of the details of this deal. Also, 4 of Top Rank's top fighters, 2 world champions, Shushu Carrington, Abdullah Mason, 135 pounds, former world champion, maybe soon to be world champion, Keyshawn Davis, now fighting up at 140. And a guy that's not that far behind him, Emiliano Vargas, one of the best prospects in all of boxing. Before we get to them, Bob Arum himself is not here on this stage. Couldn't be here today, dealing with some injury issues at the moment, but he passed along this message that he wanted everyone to see.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. In the next few weeks, I'll celebrate 60 years since promoting my first fight when Muhammad Ali defended his title against George Chuvalo in Toronto, Canada. What started with that one event has turned into a historic run with some of the most unforgettable and iconic moments in the sport. Now, we're beginning a new chapter at Top Rank as we've signed a multi-year partnership with the global home of boxing, Dazn. This agreement will bring our events, library, and unparalleled roster to Dazn and their subscribers. Not only the current great fighters, but the fighters from yesteryear that are just legendary in the sport. Fighters like Monzon and Valdez and Tommy Hearns and Marvelous Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran. We're proud of the history we've built over the past 6 decades, and we're very excited about the next chapter. I look forward to bringing the best fighters and the best fights to fans everywhere watching on Dazn, which is the place to be to watch really great modern boxing.
Well, Bob also wanted to let everybody know he'll be back ringside next month, he says. Dealing with some knee problems right now, but he plans to be back sitting ringside watching fights again next month. Pete Oliver, CEO, Global Markets over at Dazn. You were intimately involved from day one in the making of this deal. Tell us why this was the right fit for Dazn. Why were you so aggressive in trying to bring Top Rank in?
Well, Chris, first thing to say is we're absolutely delighted to be here at MSG again. Can you guys hear me now? Yes. Okay. So first of all, I want to say we're absolutely delighted to be back here at MSG and announcing this really important deal with Top Rank. In terms of why we're doing it, it's worth us giving a bit of context on where we are as Dazn. So we are building the global home of sports. Our business is available, our app is available in over 200 countries worldwide. And we have some really important global partnerships with people like the NFL, the NHL, college sports, and a lot of local leagues in Europe, Japan, and Australia. But within that, the sport that is really growing exponentially for us has been boxing. And we've been the home of boxing now for a number of years. We're bringing together a number of promoters onto our platform. And for us, there were a couple of reasons we wanted to do this deal. It was very, very important to us. The first is to really bring Top Rank's unrivaled stable and expertise into the mix for Dazn Boxing so we can make the best fights. And the second is really to strengthen our position here in the USA. So we had a great year last year. We had the FIFA Club World Cup, but we also saw our boxing business grow really rapidly. And we know that Top Rank have an amazing history here, an amazing track record. So we wanted them to, join the business and join the party, as it were. And we're thrilled that Todd and Bob and the team have agreed to do it. So that's why this is really important for us.
You have a lot of people paying for DAZN each month. The one thing that I hear from them the most is that they want value for their subscription. What does this do to enhance that value?
Well, for us, it's about making the best fights. And we know that fans have been frustrated over the years because different promoters have been with different broadcasters. There's often been politics that have stopped the best fights being made. And by having Top Rank join DAZN, we know we can make the best fights going forward. We know that some of the guys up here and the other fighters will be able to, fight for those world titles, fighting the guys they want to fight without the broadcasters getting in the way. And so what we want to bring for our fans is amazing fights, the best matchups, and really, the best of boxing over the next few years.
So let me drill down on that, because you now have a lot of promoters under this DAZN umbrella. You've got Top Rank now, Matchroom, Queensberry. You go down, Dimitri Salita, Eye of the Tiger, involved with DAZN. Is the dream to get to a point where we're doing 45 to 50 types of shows in the U.S. every single year?
Absolutely, Chris. Where we'd like to get to is that we have a fight here in the US every Saturday night. So fight fans know they can turn on the DAZN app and they can see, a fight right here in the US on US time zone. And I think, importantly, with the best fighters. And as you've said, we've got those great promoters already with us. We've got Top Rank joining. That's going to enable us to make those events. And on top of that, we also have our partnership with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. He's made some incredible events, including the recent event here at Madison Square Garden, and we'll be doing more of that, working with him and under his guidance as well.
All right, appreciate it, Pete. Todd Dubuff, you've spent the last 8 months or so examining your options with Top Rank. Why was this deal the right fit for you guys?
Well, first of all, thanks for everybody for showing up, and this is a big night, big day for all of us. Chris, that's an interesting one. It was we were up at a round table, and I kind of slurred something out, and I said I didn't know if DAZN was friend or foe, right? Because so often we were across the table from each other, or we were trying to get matches. But I really think what we saw out of them, which was amazing, is their real dedication towards the sport on a global basis, and their technology, their tech stack, their deliverables, the product. And then you take it even a step further, and let's get that less friction when trying to make matches. By consolidating a lot of the marketplace, by consolidating a lot of the European guys, we know that the matches were just so there to be made, and we didn't need to add a layer. Then the third piece is being like-minded. When we got into the room, and even though, as Pete says, I'm sorry it took a year to finalize this, right? When we got into a room, we actually realized we were like-minded. We were like-minded on how we wanted to present the sport, how we wanted to grow the sport, and how we wanted to put the best foot forward for the fans. So everything came together. May have dragged out a little longer than both of us wanted. And I'll say this in my personal aha I got was last spring when they executed on the Club World Cup, activating so many different platforms to get the exposure of not only soccer, but their product across the board. The light went on for me.
Everybody wants to know the details of a deal like this. How many fights? How much money? Everything that's involved in this deal with DAZN. What can you say about what kind of commitment that Top Rank is making to DAZN and what kind of commitment they are making to you?
Well, I can say that it's a multi-year, multi-event commitment, and I really believe this is just step one. And that's the most important thing. It's, people want to compare everything, numbers and all that kind of stuff. It all becomes irrelevant if the partnership works, right? Because you keep adding gas to the tank, right? You keep putting more into that Ferrari. It's going to get bigger and better. And I think, like I said to you, we're really in a position where we think endless opportunities for all these kids up on the stage, right? And endless opportunities for the fans around the world, getting top quality every Saturday night. And remember something, this sport is unique. This sport is so unique. The behavior of our fans here in this country were behaviorally thought that you had to go on Monday night to watch closed circuit. We have carved out something on Saturday nights that is so unique from our predecessors, the predecessing platforms from Showtime and HBO, where people came home after dinner and watched pay-per-views late at night or World Championship boxing. It is there for the taking, and it's DAZN's time to do it.
You mentioned these guys up here on the stage. They have had a lot of success over the last 8 months while you've been sorting out this broadcast agreement. Shushu wins his first world championship right here in Madison Square Garden. Abdullah Mason, youngest world champion, going over to Saudi Arabia and winning. Keyshawn coming back, winning a big fight at 140 pounds. And Emiliano, you've kept him active, kept him busy over these last